What's good, y'all? It's Magical You Monday.
And today we're talking about, do you live from the inside or from the outside?
Welcome to the Renegade Relationship Realists with Rev and Rachael Pierre McAllister and Rachel Dillon. Please be advised, this channel is rated R for realism.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rev and Rachael.
And today we're going to talk about, do you live from the inside or from the outside?
You know, most of us, when we're young, we definitely live from the outside. Because why? We're trying to get our parents' approval.
Do you think, though, that we start from living from the inside because we're just experiencing life?
No, I think when we're really, really small, we're living from the inside because the world is magical and we're exploring it. And what creeps in are the parents' voices of, no, don't do this, don't do that, put on the right shoe, and put on this piece of clothing. On and on it goes. So it moves. I would say that you're small, you're living from the inside, and everything's fabulous, and you slowly start to shift.
Yes.
Into moving from the outside. By the time you hit grade school, that's happening more, and by the time you hit middle school,
totally.
Now we're in trouble, right?
Full-fledged.
And the problem with that is that it continues, and you don't. It's so insidious. You don't even know it's happening. Now we become full-grown adults, and we think we're doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
And that's not actually what happens.
Right.
I had to literally figure out. It took me into my 30s before I figured out how to not live from the outside.
Do you remember the movie The Runaway Bride with Julie
Yeah.
Roberts? Yeah. And that was one of my favorite metaphors is she didn't know what kind of eggs she liked because she ate them however her boyfriend or fiance ate them. And it wasn't until the end of the movie where she comes and she talks to Richard Gere and says, I like them, I don't remember what she poached or whatever it was, because she had taken the time to figure out what she liked and to come from inside. Now, I think we all do it because, you know, you can be so happy and just feeling good, and then one thing will happen outside of you, like a traffic jam, or like somebody will say something, and all of a sudden your mood goes.
Someone cuts you off in traffic?
Yeah, and all of a sudden now you are in this horrible, cranky mood, and everything's wrong, and life sucks because something outside of you happened. So what would it be like? What would it be like if the things outside of you didn't affect your mood? What if the only thing that mattered what was going on inside of me, and I could live in being happy and joyful all the time because I chose to be?
Because you choose to be.
Yeah.
And what if words that were said to you didn't actually affect you?
That would be so great.
I was talking to someone, and she was saying how, and it's granted her life is quite stressful for now. But I was talking to her, I said, is it stressful, or is it because you're literally moving from one thing to another? Boom, 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 boom. No, it's very stressful. And so she's arguing for the limitation. And I said to her, and so then she gave me an example. She went to go pick up her child, and the lady said something crazy to her, and she said, and I just had to tell her, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, let's back up. Someone said some words to you, and you chose to take its meaning as, and it doesn't matter whether it meant that or not, but you chose to have this meaning, and then you told yourself that it meant that, which made you upset. Yes. The woman did not make you upset.
You chose to be there.
You were living from the outside. Instead of from the inside choosing, I don't care what you say. This is the truth about me, and I'm not going to let you go there.
So Friday, I'm driving to an appointment, and I stop at a yellow light. And I look into my rearview mirror, and the guy behind me flipped me off, and you could see the mouth, go, you know, with the words, and it didn't affect me. And I actually was like, sorry, it was yellow. But in the past, I would have gotten very anxious and upset that somebody was that mad at me. It didn't even faze me.
Isn't that
and
great?
I thought, I'm living from the inside.
Oh, yeah. That's when you know you're living from the inside.
Absolutely. It made such a huge difference. And it kind of was funny.
And then you can laugh.
Yes.
And actually, I feel what's funny to me is, and maybe it's not supposed to be funny, but what's funny to me is, now I'm giggling about you flipping me off or whatever, and you're all upset. You flipped me off thinking you've ruined my day, and you're the one who's having a really bad day because I'm like, oh, that's hysterical. It's the meaning that we give it.
Yes.
Living from the inside means that you are truly in control of what meaning you give to life circumstances and vicissitudes, not what people tell you how you should feel about craziness that's going on inside your world. outside your world, I should say.
So how do you do it? How do you go from living an outside world, which we're trained how to do from very young, to living to an inside world?